Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aiden from Cartoon Apocalypse, and today we got 2 new episodes of Star, kind of like 4 because each of those 2 episodes is split into 2. I explain this every single Sunday, and I don't know, are you guys tired of it? Let me know. But today I'm going to be making this one video talking about all 4 episodes because, to be honest with you, most of them don't require their own video, and if I tried to make like even just 2 videos, I feel like one would be extremely short and then one would be, decently long, like maybe 8 minutes, I don't know. So I'm just condensing it all into one video because it makes it easier for me, first of all, and second of all, it just it just makes it easier and less complicated and stuff. So yeah, this is the one video for all 4 episodes that were released today. And I'm going to be honest, I really enjoyed this set of episodes. It didn't really have too much plot or anything, but it was nice to just see, go back to their Earth roots. Like season 2, it felt like some season 2 episodes, and that was something that we've been wanting, I think, for a little while now. So I've made a bullet point list of some things in each of the episodes. I'm going to be starting off with Doop Doop and ending with Gone Baby Gone, just like always. And obviously spoilers for if you haven't seen the episodes yet. So Doop Doop was basically just an episode where Star procrastinated against going on a trip with Tom. Star was procrastinating by telling all of these goodbyes to a bunch of different people, and Tom eventually caught on. And I did want to talk about why this episode was called Doop Doop, because Doop Doop was Star's first ever spell, and basically she made a broom with her magic. So that was interesting, I guess. We got to see Justin Roiland in here again. He's just a funny voice actor. So that was cool. And so towards the end of the episode, Tom eventually catches on to Star not wanting to go, as far as her just procrastinating. And Tom gets a little angry after Star says she just doesn't really want to do anything. She wants to figure things out for herself and not want to, have a plan. She just kind of wants to roll with what's going on. And Tom was a little bit frustrated about that. So Tom left kind of in this frustrated mood, kind of sad that he's not going on this trip with Star. And that's the last time we see Tom out of all of these 4 episodes. And that's important to note because the last time we see Tom is not on a good note. So I'll get back to that here in a little bit. And then at the very end of Doop Doop, we see Mariposa for the first time. And that's super cool. And yeah, it's back at the Diaz family household, so we're in for a couple of fun Earth episodes. And now for Britta's Tacos. Now this episode was probably my second favorite episode out of these lots, just because it was a great welcome back episode. We saw a lot of characters that we saw back in season 1 and 2. And just overall, it felt like a good season 2 episode, and I missed those episodes. The one was long overdue, and this was just a perfect way to bring it back, I think, because it's an iconic place, Britta's Tacos, and it's set up in such a way to where we get to see a lot of characters without them actually going out places. The people are coming to them, which allows characters to come in and then quickly leave, because the taco stand's not a place that you're necessarily going to be staying for a long period of time. And it was a great way to bring back these characters and say, hey, we haven't forgotten about them. So Sensei and Oscar are now working at Britta's Tacos, and Marco's trying to fill out this frequent eater card for a t-shirt. One thing I did want to mention that I don't know why Marco didn't think of this, when Star says, why don't you just have someone else get the punches for him, and she summoned this cat, I thought Marco was just going to buy a bunch of tacos and feed it to the cat. Did anybody else think that? And why didn't Star just summon something to eat the tacos for Marco? I don't know exactly. It just feels like Marco could have bought all of the tacos, gotten all of the punches, and then just went around and handed out tacos to people, because why not? I don't know why Marco didn't do that, but that's just what I thought that he might do, but he didn't end up doing that. Now, there are a lot of Starco hints in this episode, as far as just everybody's thinking that Marco and Star had a baby. And okay, first of all, I don't even know where to start with this. I'm surprised the show got away with that, because that's a pretty serious topic for a kid's show. But you know what, it was funny to see, and it shows that Starco is definitely not gone. Doop Doop had Star and Tom kind of fighting, not really fighting, just Tom was frustrated, so he went out and left Star. And now we're seeing a bunch of hints towards Starco as far as, oh hey, Star and Marco have been together all summer, just things like that. So it is interesting to see how the show is starting to push Starco again, like, wow, that's not surprising at all. I mean, everybody thought that Starco was dead at this point, right? Obviously that's a joke. And this episode was kind of just a closure for Jarko, because I guess people thought that there wasn't a very good ending for that, so there was just kind of some closure there. So that makes this episode more of a shipping episode versus just really anything else. It was mostly just a shipping episode. It's kind of hard to see because it feels like just a normal, filler episode, but it mostly is about shipping. And on the same note of talking about Jackie, she brings back this person from France, and I've seen some people on social media saying that this is her girlfriend, and it totally could be, but I mean, again, there's no confirmation, just like how there's no confirmation that Star is bi, but it would be cool to make Jackie bi because, I don't know, I just think that would be good for the show. And Jackie did say that she learned a lot about herself in France, so maybe that's one of these things. Again, I don't really know, there's not an official confirmation, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But then again, the odds of seeing Jackie again in this season are pretty low. Now, I kind of skipped ahead a little bit to talk about Jackie again, but we see Alfonso and Ferguson again. Man, I missed those guys. Also, if you're participating in the bingo cards, there's a slot on some of your cards that say Alfonso and Ferguson get an episode. I'll allow you to mark that. Even though they don't get an episode, they're in this episode, so I'll allow that because there's no way that they're going to get their own episode, and I worded that wrong on the card. So let's just go ahead and count that. If you have that slot on your bingo card, you can go ahead and mark it. And speaking of Alfonso and Ferguson, they have a new group of D&D players, so that's super cool. They made some more friends, and again, just kind of giving us some closure with what happened over the past couple of years with them. And that's all I really wanted to talk about in this episode. And that brings us to Beach Day. Beach Day, I think, is one of the episodes that everybody was anticipating, even though it wasn't like my favorite episode out of this bunch, like I thought it might be. After we heard the synopsises, I definitely thought that Gone Baby Gone would be my favorite episode out of this bunch, but Beach Day is my third favorite, and there's a couple reasons for that, mostly because it just really felt like, this Beach Day thing, and it just wasn't something that I enjoyed as much as some of the other ones. So as the name Beach Day might imply, this was basically just the Beach Day episode where they take that Beach Day photo. So they have a lot of trouble actually getting to the beach, and again, I didn't really notice anything that was too important to talk about during that time, so I'm just going to kind of skip it and get to the point to where they actually get the Beach Day photo. And again, I did want to point out another little Starco reference, because the lady who gave Star the photo, or Star took the photo from, said, I saw like a cute couple. And again, the show is really pushing those Starco hints in this episode, or in these episodes, just kind of working its way towards Sad Teen Hotline. And I'll talk about that here in just a minute. So Star goes back to Father Time and says, why isn't she happy? She thought that she'd be happy after that. And basically, after some long dialogue between Star and Father Time, we learn that Star actually gave this photo to Father Time to give to Star. So that was really cool. That was an interesting way to make it work. It makes sense that Star would do that because there is a lot of stuff that Star has to deal with, and it is revealed that Star got through those times because of this photo. So this photo really had an impact on Star's life, and now she's just returning the favor to the past Star and just keeping the timeline the way it is. Now, one thing that Father Time says at the very end of his dialogue is the hardest times are still ahead. Now, what could that mean? Well, it could mean drama between Mina and, just her, or it could be about Sad Teen Hotline. And because these two episodes did have references to shipping, basically all 3 episodes so far had a shipping aspect to it, so that makes me believe that that line was talking about Sad Teen Hotline. It could not be, it could be a combination of the two, but let's just go ahead and talk about Sad Teen Hotline, because if you did not see my descriptions video that I made yesterday, Sad Teen Hotline's description is, spoilers if you don't want to know it, Tom breaks up with Star but is not prepared for the consequences. So it's all building up to this Tom-Star breakup, and that's why there are so many Starco references here. And even though Starco might not happen directly after Star-Tom breaks up, it does show that it will happen eventually, and it's just a matter of time at this point. So yeah, that's why there were so many Starco references, and that's probably what the hardest times ahead are referencing. So now let's go ahead and talk about Gone Baby Gone. And as you may have guessed, this was my favorite episode of these 4 that were released. So basically, Marco is babysitting Mariposa and Meteora, and then Hekapu comes and says, hey, bad things might happen on Muni, and she basically told Marco to stay on Earth. Now, why she told Marco to stay on Earth? Probably because she's worried about Marco and she doesn't want him to get involved, because as we know, Marco and Hekapu have a pretty good friendship, and Hekapu would be sad if something happened to Marco. Or maybe there's another reason for it, I'm not exactly sure. But it was interesting that Hekapu went and said that, because maybe she was saying that because she wanted Marco to come. Maybe she was told to not tell Marco and she didn't want him to come, but since she knew that Marco probably would if she told him, she went and told him anyway because she knew that he would need help or something. Because she knew that they would need help or something like that. She probably just wanted to inform Marco that in case something bad was happening, they were a little bit prepared. I don't exactly know, but it is important that Hekapu did come to say that. Now, Hekapu left her portal open in the room where the babies were staying, and they somehow crawled through it. So then Star and Marco go through the portal and go looking for Mariposa and Meteora. And then we see Mariposa and Meteora as probably teenagers. Again, we don't know how long specifically they were because it could have worked a little bit differently, but they were there for, a decent amount of time because they look to be in their teens. If we look at certain screenshots, we can see that Mariposa is a little shorter than Star, and Meteora appears to be a little taller than Star. So that probably means that they're roughly around the same age. Now, I know that people can stop growing around their age, but I'm just saying, just as a reference here, this could indicate what their age is. And if they're around their 20s, which I think anything longer than 20 would just not make sense, there's a big difference between Mariposa and Marco. Like, for 10 years, there's a big difference. So I do think that they are around their teens, probably around 14, 15, or 16 years of age. And that's important to mention because as they interact, we see Meteora uses a lot of magic. When they first meet, Meteora is in her butterfly form. Now, Meteora hasn't had a wand at all, and she's in her butterfly form performing magic with just her hands. She's doing a lot of stuff without really being trained at all. Then again, she did say that this lady did help her learn magic and stuff, but still, that's really powerful considering that they're around the same age as Star, and they're doing just as good as Star was with training from Glossaric and with the use of a magic wand, which was basically just training wheels. So this goes to show how strong Meteora can be, and that might play a role in the future of the show, with Meteora maybe saving the day. But yeah, overall, this episode was a really cool one. I really like this. This was highly anticipated on me. I really was looking forward to this one, and I gotta say, I don't think they could have done it any better, as far as I'm satisfied on all fronts. So I think that's really all I wanted to talk about this episode. Again, I could go into more details about what happened and stuff, but I wanted to point out the key details. And to be honest, this video got a lot longer than I thought it was because I didn't have that many bullet points, but I ended up talking for a lot longer than I thought I would. But it doesn't matter. You guys seem to enjoy the longer videos sometimes. I don't even know. But yeah, that's really going to be it for me. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this. Look forward for next Sunday's episodes. They're gonna get pretty heated, I think. Again, if you haven't seen my descriptions video, I'd recommend going to check that one out. But that's gonna be it for me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
Oh, Star!